All right, what we got here today is Asclepias tuberosa butterfly weed, and it's at the end of the season. It's currently late September. This plant is about 2 months post purchasing from a nursery. It had flowers at the time. It had flowers on this stem, but it already had pods on these stems, this being the largest. So these pods have continued to develop. I've been bottom watering the plant. So not putting any water through the top, everything's coming up through the roots, completely hydrating the roots. And it's fall now, so after it sets its seeds, we're going to have colder weather and it's going to go dormant. What I'm doing today is transplanting it to a larger pot. And in the larger pot, it's still got green foliage. It's going to set its roots into the new home that it has before it goes completely dormant. And the goal here is to set it up for 2019, so it has a good year in 2019 in its new container. These have a taproot, is what I've been told. It creates a root tuber, so I think that it's a little bit stunted in this container because of the way the plant is spreading a lot. It probably reached the bottom of this container a long time ago, and it's wrapping around and sending its growth out to the side as a result. The plant frequently has a more upright form, although it will spread to some degree. I would have expected it to be more like this than it is out like this. So that could be a result of the smaller container. So it needs a new home. If you want to support me financially, click through the links in this video if you find the video useful. This particular planter is a Crescent Garden Planter. It's a rim pot, and it has the TruDrop watering system, which I'll show you in more detail in a little bit. It has a bottom watering through the container that's inside of the container. And in addition to that, it recommended using a soilless mix inside of the water reservoir. So what I'm using for soilless mix is Cocoa Bliss, which is from Plantonics, and it's less than $10 a brick. I bought 2 bricks. It was just over $10. What I didn't realize is I used less than half of a brick in order to fill up about 1.5 to 2 gallons in the bottom of this container. So a little bit goes a long way with the Coconut Bliss. It's a coconut coir pith, and it's completely sustainable using coconuts that are already being harvested. And that is to distribute the moisture in the bottom of the container, which is going to hit the core of the roots. So after filling the container with soil to the level that I want, the next step is actually I'm gonna back it off. I'm gonna remove some of the soil, and that's to make room for the plant, the root ball that's going to go in here. Removed enough soil here to give it a go. Let's see how this goes. Press in on the sides to loosen it up against the current container. So here we have the root system. I see some of these larger diameter roots turning, working their way around. Just gonna de-stress this a little bit, maybe get some of these sticking out. Plant's doing well. I don't want to overdo anything here. This root's totally wrapping from right to left, so I'm setting this one free. Got 2 major ones here that are free to grow now. And just going to turn this plant over and drop it in the hole. Take some of the soil I removed, backfill the gaps around the plant. So just based on my little experience with the roots of Asclepias tuberosa, the roots do have a central tuber, but they also have, growing from that, fibrous elements. What those fibrous elements do is they reach out and they draw in the moisture from the surrounding area, and that moisture is sequestered inside of the root tuber, and so it has to collect the moisture and then it stores the moisture. And because it does have a large root tuber, it's able to survive extended summer droughts, and even if you have a winter drought, then it will survive that as well. So the first time you water from the top. However, in future watering, you only water through the container, which puts moisture right into the root zone of the plant. Thoroughly water it until the moisture all goes to the bottom and hydrates all of the soil. The next step in the TruDrop watering system is to put water into the root zone using the container. Crescent Garden Rim pot positioned at the edge of the biggest little butterfly garden in the world. I'll move it a little bit more later, but we're going to finish moistening all the soil and then transition to filling it from the bottom in the root zone, which is how the container is intended to be used. The TruDrop technology watering system tells us how full it is. It's currently 1/3 full. It's now 2/3 full. The container is now full at its maximum capacity, with all 3 drops indicating water. Thanks for watching Grow Milkweed Plants YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this episode or any other show on my channel, subscribe to youtube.com/growmilkweedplants. Thank you.